The Chancay Port in Peru is not just an ordinary infrastructure project led by China, but is a gateway to new economic dominance in South America, where planned investments and developments will inevitably reshape trade routes and improve regional influence. China's growing economic ties with Latin America, especially with projects like Chancay, mark a new chapter in global geopolitics. The port is poised to revolutionize trade between Asia and South America, strengthening China's foothold while leaving the US scrambling to reassert its influence. The Chancay Port is not your average maritime hub. Situated 60 kilometers north of Lima, it's designed to be a cutting-edge logistics center spanning 800 hectares. Once completed, it'll rival the largest ports in the region, with a capacity to handle over 1 million TEUs, or 20-foot equivalent units annually. It's envisioned as a gateway for Chinese exports to South America and Peruvian goods to Asia, a critical node in China's Belt and Road Initiative. This project didn't just appear out of nowhere. Chancay Port is the product of years of collaboration between China and Peru, two nations with increasingly intertwined economic interests. Peru is one of Latin America's most resource-rich countries, exporting vast quantities of copper, zinc, and other minerals to China. Recognizing the strategic importance of Peru in its trade network, China invested heavily, with COSCO Shipping Ports, a state-owned enterprise, leading the charge. At a cost of $1.3 billion, the port is among the largest infrastructure projects in Peru's history. Construction began in 2021, and at its peak, over 5,000 workers were involved in bringing the vision to life. Advanced engineering techniques were employed, including seismic-resistant materials, to address the region's vulnerability to earthquakes. The port's facilities include deep-water berths, state-of-the-art container terminals, and advanced cargo handling systems, all aimed at ensuring efficiency and resilience. Beyond its economic ambitions, Chancay Port represents a geopolitical power play. For decades, the US has maintained dominance in Latin America under the Monroe Doctrine, which effectively positioned the region as its sphere of influence. But with projects like Chancay, China is challenging that status quo, embedding itself in South American economics in ways that are difficult to ignore. The port's strategic location on the Pacific coast gives China a significant edge. By establishing a direct trade route between South America and Asia, Chancay bypasses US-dominated shipping canals, reducing reliance on traditional trade hubs. For China, this is more than a logistical win. It's a statement of intent, signaling its readiness to expand its influence in America's backyard. But the US isn't just worried about trade. There's concern that Chancay Port could serve dual purposes. While officially a commercial hub, its advanced infrastructure and strategic location could make it a potential military asset. This possibility has fueled debates in Washington, where policymakers are closely monitoring China's growing presence in the region. China and Peru's partnership extends far beyond the ambitious Chancay Port project. Over the last 2 decades, China's companies have poured billions into Peru's mining and infrastructure sectors, reshaping the country's economic landscape. These investments have solidified China as Peru's largest trading partner, with annual bilateral trade surpassing an impressive $25 billion. China is now the primary destination for Peru's exports of minerals like copper and zinc, which are vital for global electronics and construction industries. However, this deepening economic relationship has brought with it a set of challenges. While Chinese investments have provided Peru with much-needed infrastructure upgrades, modernized facilities, and job opportunities, they've also raised concerns about over-reliance on a single partner. Critics argue that Peru's increasing dependence on China leaves it vulnerable to shifts in Chinese policy or economic fluctuations, underscoring a delicate balance in their bilateral ties. The construction of the Chancay Port stands as a testament to the scale of China's involvement in Peru. This monumental project required overcoming significant engineering challenges to transform the site into a modern maritime hub. Extensive dredging operations reshaped the seabed to create deep-water berths capable of handling the world's largest cargo vessels. The process wasn't merely about moving sediment, it involved detailed planning and state-of-the-art technology to ensure safety and efficiency. High-strength concrete was employed in the construction to endure the weight of massive shipping containers and withstand the region's seismic activity, while corrosion-resistant steel was used to combat the salty coastal environment. The engineering marvels don't stop there. The port's infrastructure includes cutting-edge loading and unloading systems to streamline operations and enhance efficiency. The first phase of the Chancay Port project came with a hefty price tag of $1.3 billion, an investment reflective of its strategic significance. However, this is just the beginning. Plans for future expansions aim to double the port's capacity, positioning it as one of the most advanced and high-capacity ports in South America. These upgrades are expected to further integrate the port into China's larger Belt and Road Initiative, strengthening its role as a key node in global trade networks and ensuring its ability to handle the increasing demand for maritime trade in the Pacific region. But the project hasn't been without controversy. Environmentalists raised alarms about the potential ecological impact. The port's construction involves significant alterations to the coastline, which could disrupt marine ecosystems and local fishing industries. Critics argue that the environmental assessments conducted were insufficient, leaving communities vulnerable to unintended consequences. Socially, the port has had a mixed reception. While it promises economic growth and job creation, it has also displaced local communities. Some residents have been relocated, with compensation packages that critics claim lack transparency. The tension highlights a broader debate about balancing development with social responsibility. The Belt and Road Initiative is at the heart of China's vision for the Chancay Port. Launched in 2013, the BRI aims to create a global network of trade routes, connecting China to markets across Asia, Africa, Europe, and now Latin America. Through the BRI, China has invested in ports, railways, and highways worldwide, with Chancay being one of its flagship projects in the Americas. While the BRI has brought much-needed infrastructure to many developing countries, it has also sparked criticism. Opponents argue that the initiative often leaves nations trapped in debt, giving China leverage over their economies. In the case of Peru, the financial implications of relying heavily on Chinese investments remain a point of contention. For Peru, the Chancay Port is a transformative opportunity though. The country's aging infrastructure has long been a bottleneck for trade and economic growth. Chancay promises to change that, making Peru a key player in trans-Pacific trade. The port is expected to generate thousands of jobs, both during its construction and operational phases, and attract foreign investment in related sectors. However, some experts caution that the benefits may not be evenly distributed. While the port will undoubtedly boost trade, much of the economic activity could flow back to China. Ensuring that the project delivers long-term benefits for Peru will require careful planning and oversight. The US faces significant challenge in countering China's influence in South America. While Washington has historically maintained strong ties with the region, it has struggled to match the scale of Chinese investments. Initiatives like Chancay highlight the growing competition between the two superpowers for economic and strategic dominance. In response, the US has emphasized transparency and mutual benefit in its partnerships. However, offering alternatives to China's massive infrastructure projects will require substantial financial commitments, something that has proven difficult in recent years. As Chancay Port nears completion, its implications are becoming increasingly clear. The port is expected to handle a significant portion of South America's trade with Asia, cementing China's role as a dominant economic player in the region. For Peru, the port represents a chance to modernize its economy and enhance its global trade profile. However, the project also serves as a cautionary tale about the complexities of global geopolitics. While Chancay promises economic growth, it also raises questions about sovereignty, environmental sustainability, and the shifting balance of power in the Americas. The story of the Chancay Port is far from over. As it transforms Peru's coastline, it's also reshaping the dynamics of global trade and diplomacy. Whether it leads to greater cooperation or heightened rivalry between the US and China remains to be seen. The Chancay Port stands as a symbol of 21st century geopolitics, a conversion of economic ambition, strategic calculation, and technological innovation. As it opens new trade routes and challenges old alliances, one thing is certain: the world will be watching closely. So what do you think? Is the Chancay Port a game changer or a potential flashpoint in US-China relations? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insights into the world's most astonishing builds.